Hi everybody, this is Brittany Frisella. So I told you that I was going to make a video on what I do for on a welcome call or a fast start game plan with, my new personally sponsored brand partners, or if I'm calling through the team and I'm doing a welcome call with the new starts. I think that this is such a critical piece that we all need to make sure to understand here. So I think if we can get to the new people within the first 24 hours of them joining and make sure to have a great welcome call and a game plan to get them off and running. And just really to, David Bird always talks about, we need to qualify people who are here ready to run and ready to work. So I hope this helps you. I pretty much have just done what Mark and Tammy Smith have, taught me since day one. So I'm just going to get started. So the first thing that I do, either if I sponsor someone or I'm calling through the team, is I'm just, hi, this is Brittany Frisella. Welcome to Nerium. Super excited for you. And I tell them just a little, very, very, very briefly about me. I got started 2 years ago. My background is I'm a nurse practitioner, and what I was looking for. I fell in love with the science and the research behind this product, and I was looking for a way to supplement my income by about $500 a month to stay home with my kids. So I tell them a little bit about me, why I got in, what I love about Nerium, and some of my success and my vision. And then I immediately ask them about them. I want to learn about them. I want to establish trust, a relationship. I want to know, where do they live? Are they married? Are they single? Are they in school? Do they have children? Whatever it is, I want to know who I'm dealing with, who I'm working with. And I just think that's good business. I mean, we need to build a relationship with the people that we're working with. And then what I do is I kind of wrote this out, but I don't know if this is going to show up backwards or not on here, probably. But I don't know why can't I figure this out if this is going to show backwards or not? It doesn't really matter. But, I made a list and I want you guys to write these things down. So the first question, after I've gotten to know them a little bit, I asked them, number one, what attracted you to Nerium? So I need to know what attracted them to Nerium. Two, I need to know what is their why? And why do you need, so what is their why, but why did they need a business or an opportunity like Nerium? And then my third question is, how quickly do they need to make their investment back? I need to know, are they ready to work now? Did they need money yesterday? Did they need to retire their husband, yesterday? How quickly do they need to work? And then probably, it's the fourth question, but probably one of the most important questions that I ask them is, how do you see Nerium fitting into your life within the next 7 to 10 days? It's a very, very critical question, because I need to know, if they're ready to work now. If I give them some tasks to do, what can they do right now? And you'll know based on their response, I'm having surgery in 2 weeks, or, we have a party coming up for graduation. I'm just really stressed. Or they'll say, you know what, I have some time tonight. I have some time tomorrow. Just tell me what you need me to do. I'm going to start working on it. I'm really excited. So those are the questions. And based off those questions, you're going to know immediately, do you have someone who is a runner, and that's someone who really wants to focus on fast start qualifying. And fast start qualifying, per David Bird, is one of the most important things in order to really have consistent growth and grow your business and consistent rank advancement. So what attracted you to Nerium? What's their why? What do you need a business opportunity like Nerium for? How quickly do you want to make your investment back? And how do you see Nerium fitting or blending into your life in the next 7 to 10 days? I always call it # master the art of fast start qualify. So that's that. So now we know. The next thing that I do is, this is in the success planner. Everybody gets one in their kit. But I always have a success planner on hand. Make sure you have it. If you don't have an extra one on hand, log into your back office under resources. You can print this out, okay? And immediately I go to the page that's called the Fast Start Plan, the Fast Start Qualification Plan. Again, you can print this out. The success planners they actually prompt people in the new brand partner training to download this. So I get this. The first thing that I tell the new start to do is I tell them and I show them and give them instructions on how to do new brand partner training. Okay, that's number one. Then what I do is I have the sheet, and this is page 1 of the sheet, okay? And I go through these things with them. I make sure, if they're not local to me and I can't get this to them, I will send them the link so where they can either pull this up on their phone or they can email it. I'll email it and they can print it out. And then I go through this sheet with them, and that's key. I talk them through it, okay? Right here, you are going to see this is how they get connected. I want to make sure that they text the word real to 59769. And I just plant the seed about Nerium University in the corporate calls. They're going to get reminders from that text feed. So the most important thing is they need to text the word real to 59769. Okay. Then what I do is I walk them through this sheet completely. I lead them, I coach them, I guide them, because I'm not going to say just fill out that sheet, okay? I tell them, the first thing on here is we're going to establish your why. And I tell them, you guys, from day one, your why is something that needs to make you cry or feel like you got punched in the stomach. You want to achieve it so bad. It's that important. We have to dig deep, okay? I also tell them, okay, with your why, let's set a goal date. Is that in 6 months? Is that in a year? Is that in 3 months? What does that look like, okay? This is the most critical piece in order to do this. If this isn't strong, solidified, clear, and makes them have focus, this can be a little bit challenging to do, okay? The next thing I tell them is I tell them that our goal for every person that joins the business, if they're ready to work now, is we want to get them at least 3 customers and 3 people to join their business in the first 30 days. And I tell them, it's not because you're special or not because you're not anything. It's every single person that joins Nerium. This is our initial goal. And how we do that is, first and foremost, we're going to schedule an RRP. I have them pick 2 dates. Guys, remember, the RRP does not have to be elaborate. You don't have to plan for 3 weeks for it. All we need is within the first 48 to 72 hours to be able to get in front of a handful of people. And then we can coach them later on let's just get the date first. I want dates first. We'll explain to them later, not on the phone call, on the welcome call, on how to invite, okay? And then what we have here is we have the exposure. I teach them, I speak a little bit on the exposure process, okay? And I tell them, basically, I'm going to show you the tools that we have in order to give people information on Nerium. Our job is just to bring people from not knowing to knowing about Nerium as quickly as possible, okay? I'll go back to this. But then, and this is very, 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 and you can see I always have a working list, but then we build their list and I help them. I literally sit with them or talk to them on the phone and ask them. I go through this with them. And this is what I say. You have a list. On this sheet, you have a list. We want to at least create at least 100 people. At least 100 people. That we're going to at least write down so we don't forget them. Not that we're going to reach out to 100 people immediately. It's just we need to write down. Most people know at least 100 people, but we need them to write them down so we can eventually get to them. And I tell them, first thing I say, pull out your phone and start with the letter A. Who's Abby? Who's Allison? Who's Aaron? I don't have them overthink it. I just, oh yeah, they're so-and-so, write them down. I go all the way from A through Z. And then I also tell them to go through their Facebook page. Go through their Facebook page, who is liking things, posting things, who are their friends, and just to get them down, it just starts the process, okay? There's also in this success planner an awesome memory jogger. And if they call you back and they say, I have like 25 people on the list, congratulate them, tell them that's an awesome start. but then refer them to the memory jogger because we need a more significant list than that. Then what I do, okay, once they call me and they have the list, I just did one this morning. They have a list and I tell them, okay, we are going to pick anywhere between whatever you feel comfortable with, maybe your top 10. Every single person should have a top 10 in play. Always have 10 in play. So who are your top 10? Maybe your 15, maybe your top 20, whatever they feel comfortable with. And what can we get them? See, I want you to see right here, after we've written their name, it says RRP, product prospecting, NCC, sit down, or just are we just going to contact them? Okay. And I tell people, you know, like, let's say the first one is Abby, and Abby's the next door neighbor. Well, Abby can come to the RRP in the next 24 to 48 hours. So that's awesome. We're going to put a check mark by the RRP. You know, Allison might be, you know, out of state, but she's one of your best friends, or your sister, or, you know, your brother might be listed. So they might be someone that we're going to contact and put a bottle in the mail to them, or that we're going to get a video to them immediately. So this is just a way we are going to identify how we're going to attack them and what third-party tool that they need. And all I would do is, first and foremost, you need to be excited. So when you start, you know, really kind of working through your list, I wouldn't say too much, less is more. You just want to let them know, I am so excited. I just found an opportunity, or I just found a way where I can retire my husband, or where I don't have to go back to work, or I found a way to stay at home with the kids part-time but yet save for their college education. I'm super excited. I'm going to send you some information, okay? Short and simple. You don't even need to tell them it's Nerium. You don't even need to tell them it's skincare. I mean, you certainly can, but less is more. So we just want to start that dialogue. But I think the thing is most people get in, and if I'm a new brand partner, a baby brand, and I just got started and someone sends me this, I have no idea what RRP stands for. I have no idea what PPS stands for. I have no idea what NCC stands for. You have to walk them through this and make this very simplistic and attainable. Okay, so just say, oh, that means we're going to get them a bottle. It's called the product prospecting system. So I find that the people that I spend time with and actually fill this out with and kind of talk them through it, they get out of the gates running and knowing what to do. And then I go back and I will tell them. So I go back here and I say, okay, here's you. We are going to contact, whether we pick up the phone, hey, I'm so excited, I don't know if you heard of, or a text. I prefer that you just call them, you know, or a message, or whatever that is. So we're going to contact them, and then we're going to figure out what tool we need to get them. Is it a magazine in a bottle? Is it the RRP? You guys get the point. And then I tell them, when we follow up, because these people might be starting to ask questions immediately. Well, oh my gosh, tell me everything about it. What is it? Call me right now. No, just get them the third-party tool. And then what we're going to do is you're going to schedule a follow-up. Please, when you send something, I would say, okay, I'm putting this in the mail. It should be there, you know, in 2 days. Use it. I'm going to send you instructions or call you with instructions. But then I'm going to call you, you know, 2 or 3 days after use. I want to follow up, or I'm going to send you a video right now. You know, do you have time to watch it? Is 6 or 7 o'clock good for me to call you tonight? And then we're immediately, the second they start asking questions, you get them on the phone with an expert. Please just be the messenger. Don't be the message, just be the messenger. Get them what they need to see, and then get them on the phone with us. So your new baby brands, like, you should be like white on rice with them, showing them every single thing that they need to do. If you can get them to do the new brand partner training, establish their why, schedule 2 parties, verbally show them, tell them, sit with them, give them an example of how to create a list, not overthink it. Everybody is in play, and then kind of formulate how we're going to just start biting off pieces of the elephant as opposed to just eating the whole entire elephant at once. Because let's face it, if you have a list of 100,